Hey everyone, it's Rita. I'm back again. I'm back again today, second time today, to talk to you about the brand new foil transfer kit that's it's available today, starting today, at Cricut.com and several other places, including like the craft stores that you guys generally shop at. And I wanted to give you, hi Paula, I wanted to give you a first-hand look at what this product is, how it works, the cost, the difference between other products out there, all of those things. And I'm here for as long as it takes to answer any questions. And when people who have been ordering it, so I see like some people have said they've already ordered it, when they get it so that they know how it works. So I welcome everybody here, and I will, when I'm done with this video, I'll repost the video with the links, and I would encourage you to use my link and my code, because that's how I support myself and my efforts with Cricut. But of course, you could order it wherever it's going to be sold. So this is a really fantastic product. I was introduced to it about 6 weeks ago, I think, and I was really excited to show you how it works because it's really fun. And the thing is that about a year ago, maybe a little bit longer, yes, it did, Linda, about a year ago, ish, another company came out with something called a quill, a foil quill. And I was intrigued by it, but I was put off, first of all, by the price. And you guys know I'm kind of frugal, so I wasn't about to pay. Hi, Susan. I wasn't about to pay what they were asking for the price, which was like close to $80 for one piece. And then there were all these other pieces you had to buy, and then you had to buy the foil. And as I started adding it up, it ended up being like $130. And I'm like, yeah, I don't really love foil that much. I mean, I love foil, but I just couldn't justify buying all the stuff necessary to make it work. And so the cost was prohibitive. But also the thing that bothered me was that you had to use your Cricut, or any machine for that matter, but it required heating up the foil. Hi, Kirsten, sorry, from Rhode Island. Hello, how are you? So the thing about the heating up and all of that, and because it wasn't made and it wasn't made in, like as an accompanied product to Cricut, like they didn't collaborate on it, I thought, I just don't feel comfortable. It's sort of like the pans, but probably 10 times worse because, a lot of people are like, do you have to only use Cricut pens? And it's true. You don't just have to use Cricut pens. But to be honest, I love the Cricut pens, and I would rather use something that is made by Cricut for their machines. That's just me. But I just feel like when comparing apples to apples, the thing was, it was really cost prohibitive. I didn't like the fact that it had to be heated up, and I didn't like that it wasn't made in conjunction with Cricut. And so I steered away from it. Some of you may have purchased it. I don't know. But I have never, demonstrated. I don't even own one. So when this came along, I was like, woo, this is pretty good. And I know, yeah. Does that make me a purist too, Alexis? I guess I'm a purist. I just feel like, you buy, for instance, you spend a lot of money and buy an Apple phone. Why would you use a non-Apple charger? Because could it cause problems and defects? That's my mentality. But, you know, I know other people feel differently, so that's okay. But this is my mentality. So when this came out a few weeks ago, well, when they introduced us to it a few weeks ago, I thought, wow, okay, cool. So I get to do foiling after all. By being patient, I get to do foiling after all. And the thing that immediately made me so happy was that this was a product not just for the maker, but also for all of us Explore owners, because if you recall, if you've been around Cricut for a while, last year they started making these things called adaptive tools for the maker, and I'll show you what I mean. So the maker has this special tool system. Now, you're used to using this tool in your machine. Maybe you've never even taken it out of your machine, but the new foil transfer, you will be taking out your blade. This is your blade and the blade housing, okay? But so the maker has these things. This is called an adaptive tool system. You see it has this little clockwork type of thing, and it fits into clamp A, and it does whatever this tip is designed to do. And they call it adaptive because a lot of them have this, which is like a little plunger, and the plunger will release this tip, and you can swap out the tips. And there are a number of different tips, including scoring and like a deboss, which is sort of a reverse emboss. They have a perforated one. They have an engraving one, which is really fabulous. And I'm trying to think what else they have. I think, and of course, you know, you got the rotary blade, the knife blade. So all of these tools, but they were made for the maker. So when this came out, or when I was told about this one, I was so excited to hear that it also works for the Explore, because now, aside from your deep cut blade or your regular blade, you can't really use those adaptive tools in your Explore, which kind of was like a boohoo kind of a thing. So now this here will work with any machine that's an Explore and any machine and the maker. So it's very versatile. Let me show you what you get. First of all, this is really, to start with, is all you need. So unlike the other one that came out last year, it had all these parts, and you bought this piece and that piece, and everything you need comes in this box, okay? So if you just want to kind of be like, I'm interested, I don't know how much foiling I'm going to do, but this seems pretty cool. Everything you need comes in this box. You get this housing, which is sort of like your blade, and then you get these 3 tips, okay? And then, in addition to that, you also get foil, and you get the tape, because the tape is necessary. And we were talking about tape the other day, and it's a very low stick, almost like the tape that we were talking about, like a washi tape. But this is what you get when you open the package. So here is the housing and the 3, they're not really blades, tips. I think we should call them tips. And then you get all of these, wait, let me pull these aside. You get all of these different foils, and it has like a bunch of different foils. There's silver, gold, and I mean, it varies. I've seen it with white. I don't know if it comes with white, but I have seen the white in the picture. And then you get these. This is the tape, and the tape is what attaches the foil onto your substrate, whatever that might be. And that's another exciting point, is that this isn't just for paper. So if you're an earring maker, or you love the look of the faux leather, this works for that. And I'm also going to try, because I haven't had a chance to, but I'm also going to try things like vinyl. It wouldn't work for iron-on. I'm not sure that you'd want it to, but it works on a variety of materials, including, I'm going to try it on veneers later too. But anyway, so this is what you get. So this is a housing. Let me just open it. I don't want it all to fall out. Okay, so it's a housing just like we're used to with that little plunger, you see? And then you have these 3 little tips. I decided to call them tips, right? Okay, so they have different points to them. One is very fine, and then the other one is medium, and the other one is bold. And you can tell what they are sort of by looking at them, but they also, so here are the 3 tips real close so you can see them. And the pointier one is fine, and then it goes medium, and so get up close here. But also, let me see if I can show you on camera. There's a little mark on each one of them, I was told. I don't really see it though, but there's supposed to be a little mark on each one, but I don't see the mark. But I just basically looked in terms of what the tip looked like to me. And then what you would do, let me just grab the fine one. I don't want these little pieces. And they're somewhat heavy, heavier than a blade, okay? So to put the rings, oh, thank you, Susan. Oh, okay, thank you, Susan. All right, so 1 ring around where the tip is would be fine. And 2 rings is, let's see if it shows up. Does it show up? Come on, focus. 2 rings, which this is what this is, thanks Susan, is the medium. And then there's the 3, which I don't know why my phone isn't, oh, there we go, there's the 3, okay? So that would be the thicker, the bolder blade. So I'm just going to put in the fine one to start off with, and I don't want my other little pieces to get all mixed up. So I'm just going to close this, okay? Because I don't want to, but we can easily switch them out is the point that I'm making. And they do come, it comes in different tips. So here it is, here's the housing, and here is the tip, and we're going to press the plunger, and it goes in. There's like a little, what do you call it? A magnetic kind of a pull to it, like that. You take your finger off the plunger like this, so push down, and you can feel it go in, and then to take it out, you just press the plunger again, okay? And that's it. And so it's going to go in the right clamp, which is clamp B. Clamp B. I always get that confused. All right, so I'm going to show you over here. Sandy, that's a good question. Yes, you can use foil from other manufacturers, is what I hear, but you can use foil, but the opposite is not true. What does that mean? Oh, okay. So the Cricut foil will not work with the quill pen, but you can use other people's. And I want to double check that, Sandy, but that's what I heard, that you can use other foil because this is not heat activated. So, the quill pen is heat activated. So the foil does not work. Okay. So this is what you're going to do, is you're going to take out your housing and your blade, put it aside, and then take this, and it just goes in right here. And again, Cricut Explore machine, any Explore machine, and any Maker machine. So it doesn't have those little jaggedy, whatever, those little clockwork type of a thing that the Maker has, which was the reason why you couldn't use the other tools there. Okay, and that's it. When you're done, you just take it out like this and put it back in like this. Now, how does it actually work on the paper? Well, here is a card that I did the inside here. I'm going to get up real close so you can see it. Very nice, super detailed, right? Cog, thank you. Thank you, Alexis. Is super detailed and just so beautiful, right? And this is the paper that I that I used for this. And I suppose when I start playing with this even more, I probably could be very frugal about using it, because I don't think that you can use it over. But when I put it on, this is how I put it on, sort of for it to hit in the middle. And I'm going to show you how that sort of works. So again, in addition to the tip, you're going to get these pieces of foil, and you're going to get these things that are tape that you're going to tape onto your machine. Onto your substrate. Now, I will also point out that if you really, really like this and you got the basic kit, there are 3 other products. These are the transfer sheets in gold. They're 12 by 12 sheets in gold, and also in silver, 12 by 12 sheets. And then the 4 by 6 sheets in the jewel sampler, where you get 24 in, what colors do you get? Oh, down here. Green, purple, and blue. I think that's fabulous, right? And in addition to the foil, you're going to have the tapes inside of these packages. So they encourage you to use the tape that they give you to use with this product. And so when you buy refills, and the refills are really inexpensive. Now, for a while, because it's a new launch, you'll be paying probably retail price. But for the whole kit, it's $39.99. And then the sheets, this 4 by 6 sheet set is $7.99, and the foil transfer sheets in the larger size are $12.99. Now, if you are a Cricut Access customer and you're placing your order on Cricut, you'll get 10% off of your purchase. If you use my link and my code, and your order has to be $50. So if you use my link and code, you'll get an additional 10% off over and above that, plus free shipping. It has to be $50 though. But you could easily reach that $50 by just choosing the foil transfer kit and maybe one other product. Really not hard to do that, and plus they have sales and what have you. But I would encourage you to use my link, first of all because it supports me, but second of all, who doesn't like free shipping? I mean, free shipping is awesome. So and for $50, that's pretty cool. Okay, so anyway, let's show you how this goes on. So this is what you would do. Let's say, and we're going to actually do a project and take you through it, but let's say you're doing a project that's a card. Okay, and you're told on your machine that you're going to put this piece of paper on the card. The first thing that it's going to do is going to do the engraving before it does the cutting, and it will show you where to put it. So then what you will do is you will take your piece of foil and you're going to put the foil side up. All right, that was confusing to me at first, but you're going to put the foil side up. And then you're going to use the tape like this, and you're going to secure it to your paper where you're supposed to secure it. So if you, for instance, have oh, thank you. Oh, you missed there are going to be more mystery boxes, so don't worry. There'll be more mystery boxes. Okay, so my code is Miss Rita 1. So whenever you see a link that I have posted, if you have the $50 and you use my code Miss Rita 1 in the checkout, then you'll see the free shipping and the 10% off. Okay, Miss Rita 1. So you have to use both of them to get the free shipping and the 10% off. And just another caveat, the code does not work for big machines or for Access memberships, but it works for everything else. Okay, so then what we would do is we would take, and wherever the placement is going to be, we're going to put it foil side up, and we're going to use these little tape strips, and we're going to put it on the machine, and then we're going to run it through the machine. Now we're going to show you how. This is what you would do. You'd put the foil all around here in whatever specification area that you're going to do, and then you just simply put that nub in there, the tip with the housing in there, go through, and it will just do the foil based on what you chose. So let me show you on Design Space how you indicate that it's going to be foil transfer, okay? Because you do have to make that distinction. So let's go back to my screen. All right, here we go. So I'm going to open up here. And one of the things I point you to, because it's there and they've already made it and they've already tried it, is that they have a number of free projects in Cricut Design Space. So let me just go back to Canvas. When you open up Cricut Design Space, okay, you can go into projects. And when you see at the projects, you'll see a number of things that you can just try out. If you're, I don't want to know if I can design it myself or whatever, you can choose this project. It's pre-designed. So, for example, the one that is this little gift tag, it tells you need white cardstock, and then you need the foil transfer tool with green transfer sheets, and then you would hit make it, or you could customize it if you want. And here you go on the left-hand side, it will tell you, let me see if you can see that. All right. So on the left-hand side, it says foil, fine, and then cut. So all you have to do is take your paper, put it on your mat, and then you're going to put your foil on there, put your foil inside, and then just hit go, and it will go. Okay? So that's my next thing, Kathy, is design. So what if you don't want to use these designs? And these are just jumping off points, okay? These are just suggestions. And with all of our projects, this is what we do, is that we can share with each other different designs and make it our own. So let me show you how you would do it from your from scratch, okay? So one of the things that I learned about it is if you are looking at designs that have writing or drawing, those are the best designs to use with this product. It's the easiest, I should say, aside from going from a project. So if you do type in under your image thing, if you type in draw, you will come up with a whole bunch. Yeah, Christmas. Yeah. Okay. You'll come up with a whole bunch, over 10,000 choices, right? Of things that are drawn. Okay. So let's do, for instance, let's start from a card. Let's do that. I'm going to go to image sets and I'm going to type in Anna, because you guys know I love Anna Griffin. And I'm going to do a Christmas layered card, which down here, I scroll down and let's choose a lovely layered Christmas card. I believe their number in here. And where's the Christmas one? This is the Halloween one, which we're going to be doing tomorrow. But let's do this one that has the little baubles on it. So we're going to grab that. And you'll notice that there's this little band in the front. And then, of course, you got the inside of the card. Okay. So this is for Christmas. So let's find, a little band thing like Happy Holidays. So we're going to choose that. And then let's choose, let's see, is there another one that's sort of Christmas for the inside? I saw a Holly Jolly Christmas. So let's choose that. So now we have a card and we have two sentiments, one for the front and one for the back. Okay. And we're waiting for it to show up in Design Space. So here's the card. Now we've done these before and you guys know how I feel about envelopes. I always just remove the envelopes, but that's just me. So I ungroup it and then I resize my image to whatever it is going to be. This happens to be a square card. So I probably would make it, I could make it 10 inches wide because remember there's the back there. So 10 inches wide folded, it will be 5 inches square. Okay. And I'm going to ungroup this whole thing because, let me see, did it ungroup? Come on. Okay, so you'll see that this card is made up of layers. So here is the internal layer. And whoops. Okay. So here's the internal layer and here's the external layer. And then these 3 layers are just sandwiched in between those 2. Okay. And so we want to put the Have a Holly Jolly Christmas in here. And so I need to arrange it to show up in the front, and I'm going to center it wherever I want to put it. I tend to like to put my sentiments a little bit higher so I have a little room to write. Okay, now this is going to foil write. It's not going to actually use a pen. And how do I make it so? So for instance, over here, if you look up here, this is where you're going to make the distinction. Line type. Okay, so right now it's showing as draw, which would be a pen. But when you use the pull down box, you're going to choose foil. And then you're going to choose whichever tip you want. Fine tip for me looks real pretty. And I did show you that this is what I used for this inside of this card. That's the fine tip. And we can play around with all the different tips if we have some time, okay? So I'm going to choose fine. Foil fine. Now you do notice that it did change colors. You could change the color if you want to. For instance, if it's easier to see in purple, that's fine because it's still foil. So whatever you happen to choose for the foil, it will be that color, okay? So you don't have to worry, oh, that's not the color that I wanted. Doesn't matter. It's just easier for you to see. Next, what you'll have to do is select the whole interior card, okay? And you're going to attach it. Attaches down here. This is a big thing that people forget when they're starting to do cards in any way. So you'd have to attach it. That just means that when you go to actually cut and do the foil for this product, for this internal part, it will all do it on that same base piece, okay? Pretty easy to understand, okay? Then we also have this little guy, which I'm going to change the size of it so you can see, but it says Happy Holidays, right? And I'm going to sort of scroll over and sort of fit it into my, let me make my screen bigger so you can see what I'm talking about. So here's the front base, and here is my little drawn Happy Holidays, okay? And again, it's still as a draw. I'm just making it so that it fits right squarely in between that piece, okay? Now I'm going to go up here to the line type. It's set for draw. I'm going to choose foil, fine. Okay, it changes color if you need to see it so that you can see it. There, I changed it to purple, okay? And again, select that entire piece and choose attach, okay? And let's go, we're all set. We can go and make it, all right? So we're gonna hit make it, and you will see that we have 5 mats on the left-hand side. There's our first mat with the Happy Holidays. This is one of the middle ones. This is the actual interior part that has the foil. And here's another like layer and another layer, okay? And you don't need to change anything here. Just so you can see, it says score, foil, fine, and then cut. That's the order that it's going to, yes, you can reuse the tape. Yes, you can reuse the tape. You have to be kind of careful about it, though. So, that's the order in which you're going to do it. So hit continue, and you're going to choose your color paper or your whatever you choose for a substrate. Okay, and I'm going to do that here on my screen. Just move all this stuff so you can kind of see. hold on just a second. Bear with me a second. So in this case, I can do vellum, which is really going to look beautiful for invitations. I can do any kind of cardstock, all kinds of paper products too, and let's see, other things. Like I said, the faux foil, the faux I'm having a hard time with words today. The faux leather. Sorry. So here are all the things that it's compatible with. See? And even printable vinyl. Very interesting. So pearl paper, vellum, deluxe paper, sticker paper. Interesting. And then all kinds of cardstock and craft board. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm preparing my mat. I'm going to choose medium cardstock. All right. And now here we have, this is the getting ready to cut and do all of the stuff. Okay. So, in this case, it wants me to insert the scoring wheel, but I'm going to switch it out with my scoring stylus. I'm putting that in clamp A. All right. And I need to edit the tools here, scoring stylus. Okay. And then it tells me to load the foil transfer tool, fine tip, one line in clamp B. But before I do that, here's my paper, okay? So I need to make sure I put that foil, and here's my, I'm going to use gold, I guess. So here's my paper, and here is my, my mat. So I can see that at about 5 inches, at the top of the mat, I need to make sure that my foil is on there. So I am going to put my foil, and I'm going to show you what I'm doing in a second. I just want to put the first piece of tape. So here I put the foil at the 5-inch mark here, and I put one piece of tape, but I'm going to use others to secure that in place. Okay? And sorry I'm not in camera, but this is pretty. And the tape will not harm your paper, by the way. It will not, and it is reusable, and it's low stick, sort of like washi tape. And again, you'll get tape pieces, and it's pre-cut, and you'll get tape pieces within your whatever, if you get the refills or the extra stuff. Okay, so this is what my mat's gonna look like. So here is my mat, here's my white paper, and then I put my little foil here right around 5-inch mark. Now I'm going to move over and show you how I put it in and how it works, okay? So here's my foil transfer kit. There's my little nub, my what do you call it? The tip, and it has one circle there because it's going to be the fine. Goes in like that. Open up clamp B, and this is the same for Explore or Maker. Take out your blade and the housing. Take this, put it in there. All right, and now I'm going to take my mat, and I'm going to hit the, to accept the mat. You know what? I don't know, Susan. We got to try that. And again, it's pretty new. I didn't have a whole lot of time to play around with it, but there are all things that we can do, So I'm going to hit go. Now, first thing it's going to do is it's going to do the scoring because it's a card. And I've already indicated that's going to be the scoring stylus. So it's going to go and do the scoring stylus, which I didn't kind of think about. And I'm wondering if my foil is going to show there. Let me just check. Boop, boop. All right. I don't think it is, but No, it might have just a little tiny bit. So we'll have to remember that when we're putting the foil on the next time. Now it's going to do the foiling. Okay, so now it is actually writing that happy holidays that we put on the front of the card. Okay, and it's just going to take it's sort of like with the pans. It takes a few seconds to do. Just trying to straighten up my little area here. I dropped all my foil. This foil is slippery stuff. So be aware of that. Okay, so it's doing the foiling. Now, when it's done with the foiling, it's going to bring out the mat, but do not take the mat out of your machine, okay? Because it will sort of indicate to the machine that you're done with that mat. So you don't want to do that. So first you have to hi, Manila. Okay, so see, it's pushed it out saying, okay, we did all the foil. So we are then going to, without taking the mat off, we're going to remove the foil like this. And you know what? My scoring stylist did. My scoring stylist did. That leads me. Okay, so here's my foil used up. Now, obviously, I have a lot left, so I can certainly use that. And by the way, this is how it comes off the foil, and it's still sticky. And what I have been doing is I've been putting it on the side of my desk to reuse. Okay, and then I hit the blinking go button, and now it's going to start to cut. But guess what? It has the foil nub in there. And so I am surprised that it's going to start cutting. Interesting. So we need to remember to take out the foil nub and put back in the cutting housing. Okay, so I just hit pause so that I could remove it from the clamp B. Okay, now while that's doing that cutting, I'm going to prepare let's see, it was a green. Let me get a piece of green paper. That's for our inside. Let me get a nice piece of green. I'm using this kind of limey green. All right, any questions so far? Yeah, you're right. The gold edge would look good. Any questions? Our neat colors, red, white, black, and pink. I don't know if the red, white, black, and pink exist. So far, I think right now we have gold, we have silver, we have this green, purple, and blue. But I think black would look totally great. White would look fabulous on a colored sheet. Definitely white would look fabulous. It may or may not exist. I do not know. But I will give your feedback to the folks at Cricut so that they know. Okay. So now what we're doing is we are red and pink. Okay, well, I'll tell them. And I'm sure that it's those things, I know that they listen to us and they try to meet our needs. And again, this is, we're doing the actual outside of the card, but this is what it looks like. Kristen, now I do not have, okay, good. Thank you, Shelly. Shelly's saying there will be more colors. So Kristen's asking, how different is this to the quill tips? It's different because the quill tips requires you to use heat that's created or generated from your machine, I believe through a USB, versus this, which is just the tool working within the machine. Okay, so that's the biggest difference. The second biggest difference that I can see is the price. This, for the kit, for the full kit, where's my box, which comes with the housing, the 3 tips. It's showing that tip there. So there's 1, 2, 3 tips, and you get the tape and some foil to start with. Come in here, and it's $39.99. And that's before your access discount, before my discount. But the quill tip, I didn't buy one, but when I first looked at them, and they may be on sale now, but when I first looked at them, the base price was $79, but then you had to buy all the extras. It didn't all come in one box. So it was kind of cost prohibitive for me. I think I ended up tallying about $130. So in this case, you get everything, and look at that. Look at that. So let me just remove this from my mat. Now I will point out, because I'm learning from this, is that I need to position my foil so that it doesn't interfere with my scoring. So that's what this is. It's interfered with my scoring. But let me fold this at the score line. And this is just the external piece. But here, let me get up real close. That's in gold. Isn't that pretty? So instead of pans, you could be using this as a foil thing. So let's skip to the internal piece. I'm going to get my paper ready. This one also does scoring, and it has the cutting, but it's just basic cutting. So I'm going to use this green. I think I'll use gold again. So here's my paper, and I'm going to look at my screen and sort of figure out where the scoring is taking place and where the writing is. So the scoring takes place at the 5-inch mark, and the writing starts at about 6.5 inches. So I am going to put my paper on, and then I'm going to make sure that and I'm going to reuse this one because it appears that I can. All right, so 6.5 inches is about here. And I'm just reusing the tape. And again, I'm trying to avoid where the scoring stylus is going to be scoring, so I can avoid that. All right, and I'm sorry I'm not in camera. I'll be back in camera in a second. So here's my sheet for the internal part. My scoring is going to happen at the 5-inch mark, and then my writing is going to take place here, and I'm using this, and I do believe, let me just see where it ends, at 3. So 1, 2, 3. Yep, I think I'm going to be able to get by with doing this. So I'm going to put this in. And it says to load the fine point blade. Now, oh, okay, hold on. Just want to make sure it's going to do this particular part. This says score foil cut. Tools loaded. Okay, we're going to choose scoring stylus. Yes. All right, so let's go ahead. There we go. So we're going to hit the blinking C light. It's going to do the scoring first, okay? And then it will go ahead and start doing the foil. So I need to take this out, put back in this with the tip. Oops. I'm not unloading my mat, just putting it in, clamp B, and then it does show me on the screen how I need to do this, by the way. And then I'm going to hit the blinking C, and there it goes. It's doing the foiling. And then remember, we're going to have to put our cutting blade back in so that we can cut out the rest of the card after the foiling is done. So that is one thing, if you haven't explored, you've never had to do this, which is swapping out the tool. And that's something with a maker you do a lot, especially if you're using all the different adaptive tools, okay? So a couple of points. The foil has to be facing up. You need to use the tape. It should be, I didn't make it as taut as I probably should. You need to be looking at the screen to find out where that foil is going to go. And you have to definitely remember to take out and put in the right housing for when you're at that point, okay? So now it's almost done with the foil process, and it's going to kick out the mat only so much. Do not take the mat out at any point because it will not complete the entire mat for you, and that's just going to drive you nuts, okay? So it's going to kick out this the foil or the mat after it's done with the foil, and I'm just going to remove it. Okay, so there's my foil. I'm going to take the tape off, but see, it did use that piece. So I think if you really just eyeball it very well, then you can reuse those pieces if you're not using the whole piece, right? So then I'm going to hit, oh, oops, sorry. I'm going to take out my housing, put back in my blade housing, hit the C, and it's going to cut out the outline for the card. So let's see. Right, this is perfect for invitations. I think for Christmas things to make. I love the idea of the vellum. I have not tried vellum. You guys know how much I love vellum, but an invitation with a vellum overlay that's foiled. Oh my God, so beautiful. Okay, so now it's done. Let me just remove this. So there's my card. I took it off the wrong way, but here it is. Look at, have a holly jolly Christmas, and it's got this the score there. So obviously we didn't do the entire card, but you know, because we didn't do all the different things, but here it is on the outside and here it is on the inside. Isn't that beautiful? Do you guys love it? I love it. I think it's awesome, and I was like so excited. Yeah, so far just the jewel tones and the gold and the silver, okay, but I just think it's so beautiful. And think of the applications. Now I just did a card because you guys know I love cards, okay, but think of things like you could do earrings with this. You could do boxes. You could even make framed art where it's just one square and all of those things. Let's go back and look at Design Space because there's so many possibilities, okay? So let's go back. I'm going to cancel out of this design, and I want to show you some more of those drawn images. Now, that's not to say that you can't convert something that's a cut file into foil, okay? But I'm just saying, as a starting off point, just go, let's see, cancel. Let's just go back to the canvas, go to images and type in draw. I'm going to go back to the basic search here, image search, okay? Just type in draw, all right? And you get over 10,000 results that are specifically set up for drawing. So, and a lot of them are these beautiful Anna Griffin things, right? Including sentiments, but some really big, like look at this. It's a star. So you could basically do all the outline with the star with the gold and then cut out around it. Such a perfect idea. And there's so many applications that I can see. So if, for instance, let's look at for earrings, okay? So let's do earrings and see what we get, because I do have that. All right, so here let's go with, I know they're here. All right, so let's go with these sort of, these ones. I like these ones because they're basic. And then we're going to go back to, say, draw, and type in draw. And let's pick something. Oh, I don't know. Let's pick a snowflake. Okay, how about that? All right. So let's move this out of the way. So, okay. So here's my earrings. And here's that star that I pressed on. But here's a snowflake, okay? So let us, I'm going to ungroup these and take this part off, because then we have more area here. So I'm going to resize this snowflake so that it will appear on the earring, all right? So like that. And I want 2 earrings. So I'm going to duplicate it and put it on either earring like this. Now I'm going back up to line type, all right? And I'm going to switch it from draw to foil. It does change color. I'm going to do the same thing with the second one, draw to foil. I'm choosing fine, okay? So now I have these. These are going to be cut out with our faux leather, and these are going to be done with the foil, okay? So let me just get rid of these other things just so that they're not in the way and you don't get confused by it, okay? So let's see. Did we take this out? Let me just remove this and this. Sorry, I'm just doing a little bit of cleanup. Okay, so make sure you're attaching them. That's important. So you got to choose them and choose attach. That's the paper clip thing down here. And why did it not? No, it didn't attach this one. I don't know why. All right, so let's move it back. Arrange to the front. Okay, here we go. I'm going to select it, and I'm going to hit attach, and that should work. Okay, then I hit make it. And you will see there are my earrings. By the way, you want to make 2 or 3 pairs of these for your sister-in-law or for your mother-in-law. Yeah, you could do that. You just change the project copies up here. 1, 2, and all of a sudden you have 2. So if you want to use a bigger sheet of the foil, there you go, right? But we'll just do 1 just for this particular case. All right, and then I'm going to hit continue, and I'm going to choose faux leather. Here's my faux leather that I just got in the mystery box. It's copper. Isn't that pretty? So we're going to take the faux leather, and normally I would cut this to size, but I'm just going to put it on the mat in the spur of the moment. So here's my faux leather, which I'm going to put this side up, shiny side, well, pebbly side, I should say, up on my mat. See that? It's on my mat. I'm going to choose, I have to go to browse all materials, and I'm going to choose faux leather. Okay. Faux leather. And it tells me, all right, nothing in clamp A. That's the clamp that you would put a pen in, or you put the scoring stylus in. And you have to load the foil transfer tool with the fine tip. This is that. Whoops. This is that. Here's how you change the tips. Here's how you know what the tips are, because there's a line. Plunger, close. And then I'm going to need to put the gold foil on the base material. So here's my copper. And I'm going to take this piece. I'll do gold again. I'm sure you want to see silver, but gold I think will look good on the copper. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I want to make sure that that piece that I have is going to do both of those earrings. So I'm going to look and see. So I need for my gold to be around the 2-inch mark, right? 2 to, like, let's say 3.5. Okay, so I'm going to take my tape. Where's my tape? Okay, my tape, and I'm going to move my screen so you can see what I'm doing, all right? So here's my copper faux, and I'm going to take my tape, and this is where it's going to go. So here's my little sheets of tape. Peel them off, and again, you can reuse these if you're careful with them. At least a couple times I tried, so you can reuse them. And we're going to put it on there, and I didn't do a very good job over here, but I'll make up for it on the other side. Now this one got sort of wrinkled, but I don't think that that's going to matter. All right, and you can reposition this a little bit, so I'm going to do that over on the right hand side a little bit, okay? All right, here, let's take this part off. Okay, all right, here we go. I want it to be flat, so flat. All right, here we go. We're making history here, folks. All right, so that's what it looks like. And now I'm going to put it in my machine. So let me move you over, all right? Hold on, just give me a second. I'm just going to move you. I'm going to show you this again. All right, sorry about my mess. Take my transfer foil thing, take out my cutting blade, put this in clamp B. Make sure that clamp's closed. I'm going to put this in. It's going to, when it doesn't have to do scoring, it's going to do the foiling just like it would do pen work first and then the cutting last. So I have to do the foil part first, then the cutting. Okay, so I'm going to hit go, and it's going to put those snowflakes onto the whoop, that's my fault. That has nothing to do with the machine. That's my fault. Uh-oh. Hold on. Sorry. That's what you get when you're doing live. Okay, sorry. Let's do this again. I shouldn't have put this here. Okay, there we go. Phew. There we go. Right? If you're not making a mess, then are you really crafting? I totally agree with you. I mean, this feels like some serious scientific exploration to me, which I love. And I think you're going to be the same way. You're going to be like, what can I foil? Oh my gosh, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try that. I'm going to try foiling vinyl, like adhesive vinyl. I wonder if that will work. We're going to try that. We'll try it. Maybe not today, but we'll try it. Okay, so let's see. It's finishing up. It's like, it's doing a very detailed, and I suppose snowflake's kind of a weird thing. Maybe I should have picked like a fall leaf or something, but that's where, you know, this is creativity at its best, folks. I mean, this is so exciting. I was so excited when this went live because I'm thinking of all the applications, but I think definitely invites, Christmas cards, Christmas ornaments. Yes, I know. And if you're joining me and you've not ever watched one of my videos, you'll know that I do mostly live videos, and sometimes I make mistakes, and I do that, well, probably because I'm not thinking, but second of all, it helps you guys know how to do it. I don't know the answer to that, Deborah Ann. Will they be coming out with something for the joy? I don't know the answer to that. I really don't. I will pass along the request to the folks at Cricut, but I don't have an answer for you for that. And it's not as if it wouldn't work, but they'd have to create a specially sized housing, I think, to do that. So maybe it's in the works. I don't know. But for right now, because the Joy can do the writing, so it's a good request. It's a valid request. I totally get it. So we'll see. We shall see. You know, to be honest, I don't think Cricut's ever let me down whenever I've requested something. They, you know, it takes them a little while sometimes, but they're pretty attentive. So, all right. So it's just about done with the foiling. Now my foil is moving around a little bit, so I maybe want to make sure that I secure it a little bit better, but you know, we're learning as we go. And remember, when it's done with this, it's going to put out the mat, but you're not going to remove the mat completely. Do not do that. It's going to push out the mat so we can take off the foil and the tape, and we can switch out the blade for the faux leather. Okay. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you guys can see it, but oh my gosh. This is snowflakes. I think a fall leaf would have been awesome. All right. So I'm going to take out this. I want to put back this. And now it's going to cut the earrings. Oh my gosh. Look, and this is my foil. Isn't that awesome? Lori Jo, oh my God, right? I mean, I'm not just being a goof by saying, well, who knows, right? Who knows, Shelley? But I'm not being a goof, right, in being so excited about this, guys, right? I mean, it is pretty awesome. I don't know. And it was so easy. Once you kind of get the deal, it's easy peasy. It's really, and then you don't have to, I don't know. I don't like the idea of, oh my God, look at it. Look at, could you just die? Oh my God. Oh, it didn't cut all the way through. Oh, darn it. I probably should have run it in with, okay, here's one that did cut. Okay, so there's my earring. And we just made that, you know? I mean, how cool is that? Look at how lovely that came out. And it did cut out the left one, the one on this one kind of a little stuck. So I might have to cut it out a little bit. I'm just going to cut it out a little bit so that you guys can see. Oh my God, I'm like so impressed. Oh, maybe I'm easily impressed, but anyway, that's a faux earring that we just created just on the spur of the moment. Can you imagine what we would do if we could, if we had time and thought about it? Yeah, so it's really, really cool. So cool. And of course, you know, you guys are going to spend more time, and we're doing this live, and I'm just sort of doing it off the cuff. But if I can do this sort of off the cuff and show you how to do this card thing too off the cuff, it's got to tell you that this is really simple, that even someone as clumsy as I am can do a great job with it. So I hope that this has helped you decide. And you know what? Maybe it's not for you. Maybe you don't like the foil look. I happen to really love foil. So, and I always love working with like foil paper and stuff. And so I just can think of a lot of different things. But you know, sometimes people will say, not for me. And that's fine. And that's what's great about, what's great about the Cricut machines is that, especially the Explorer, and not that the Joy isn't fabulous, but the Explorer and the Maker, to have these things that are interchangeable, and you can use in it, just so amazing. Anyway, so guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope I didn't kind of go on too much, but tomorrow we are going to be doing another card on Cricut Chat. And remember that we're doing cards that are autumn and fall. So I think what we'll do is we'll incorporate this foil transfer kit in doing this card that's from Anna Griffin that has like all of these ghosts on it, so that everybody can see that. Okay, so thank you so much for coming. If you're going to purchase this, please consider using my link and use my code as long as your order is $50 or more. So this is $39. So $40. So you have to add something for $10 to be able to use my code and get the free shipping. But you will save an additional 10% and get free shipping. So it could save you, I don't know, like somebody said, I think they saved $17 on their order. So it really is worth it. And it does help me. It supports me. Thanks everybody for coming today. We're going to see you again tomorrow. Thanks for that wonderful feedback. And I hope, if you have any questions, and later on today you think, does it do this, feel free to shoot me a message or an email, missrita@gmail.com. In the meantime, I'm going to go and play a little bit more. Thank you all for joining me for the second video of the day. I appreciate all of your time, and I know you have a choice of what you watch. So thank you. I do appreciate it. Talk to you later. See you tomorrow. Bye.